Okay, good morning. This week sees the start of the big build overhaul. This garage is going to turn into something like you've never seen. So in order to do that, the first thing on the list was to order all of the new equipment. That is the tool storage systems and the new lift. They're the basic first two big components, other stuff to come later. So to get those done, we've gone to the Sealey themselves. We've gone to the catalogue, had a look inside, a mind-boggling array of wonderful equipment. We didn't really know what to get because there's so much choice. Some of it crosses over, some of it's good, and some of it's more expensive than others. So I wanted to make the right choice. We're spending our patrons' money here. We've saved it up and we want to make a right choice for this. It's got to be frugal, it's got to be good value, but it's also got to be the right and appropriate equipment for what we need, doesn't it, Penny?
That's right.
We don't want to go wasting money. So in talking to Sealey themselves on the phone, they said the right choice would be something like this, and this was a long conversation with them, and I did get a little bit more advice where I needed, but I just think I want to go a step further. I wanted to see it in flesh. So we got in touch with their motorcycle tools buyer, a fantastic guy called Phil Joseph. He was one of the people that orders all of the tools for Sealey from around the world, then brands them Sealey, tests them, sees that they're up to the Sealey standard, and then sends them out to their vendors worldwide. So this is a very important, very senior guy in a very big company. So we were honoured to have his help and assistance, and he invited us very kindly along to get special access to their showroom. Their showroom at Sealey's headquarters in Suffolk is absolutely colossal. It's mind-boggling. It takes about an hour to walk around it, doesn't it?
It does.
It's absolutely incredible, but it's not open to the public. What he explained to us is that it is only really for the vendors, buyers to go to and to look at the equipment and order their stock. It's not for members of the public to buy individual items. So it's kind of cash and carry trade only, if you like. But from who we are and the fact that this guy knows who we are, he watches our videos, he's a fantastic chap, he was more than happy to send us a very, very special invite, very kindly invited us along, didn't he, Penny?
He did.
To go and meet them for the day, hang out with them and have a look around the plant, which was a special privilege indeed. And we also got the most amazing cool thing, to take you along for the ride. So we took the cameras, we went all the way up to Suffolk, 5-hour drive, and this is how it went. Have a look. Difficult working in, not taking it alone.
It's tough. My garage is full, I've got to say.
It's really massive as well. This actually is your garage, isn't it?
I wish. You wish. I wish.
Tell me who you are.
Right, I'm Phil Joseph. I'm the motorcycle product buyer for Sealey's.
Right.
Been a biker for probably most of my life.
Yeah.
And that's what gives me the ability to apply that information and the knowledge that I've got into what we buy.
Yeah. I don't think a biker could. You need to be a biker to understand what bikers need and what they want to buy. That's why bikers run bike shops.
Exactly. It's a unique market.
Yeah.
Anybody could probably buy a product, but it's looking at the practical side.
Yeah.
Looking at the needs of what, as time's developed, people are doing more and more stuff on the bikes.
Yeah.
It's allowing them the ability to do that, which is something that we probably wouldn't bother with before.
Yeah. We're finding that. You know, we make videos so people can learn this stuff, and with the money they save from not going to dealerships and paying those high hourly rates, they're buying tools.
Yes.
And they're asking us all the time about things that they need.
Yeah.
What tools do I buy? What's a good start kit? Because they're just lost. It's a whole new world to them.
You look around, just a brief pan around in the camera, you can see that it's a vast market for tools. So it's a vast array of tools.
Yeah, it never stops, does it? No. There's one of everything here.
This area, this showroom, has basically got the Sealey catalogue.
Really?
One physical item of each product.
Really? So this is everything?
This is, give or take, almost everything that we've got is in the showroom.
Amazing. So you'd need a garage this big if you wanted everything from the catalogue?
You certainly need a lot of space.
I think we'd struggle there, wouldn't we?
Just a bit.
Okay, well let's have a look. Basically what I want to do is go over these so that I know which one's the right one for me. So I need that sort of information to help.
Yeah.
Because at the moment I've definitely got the wrong lift for what I need.
Fair enough. And whatever your future plans are going to be.
Well, this is it. I mean, in the future I'm looking to get viewers' bikes maybe in the future.
Right. Yeah.
If we can grow as a channel, then I want a lift that if somebody rolls in with a tour glide or an ultra or what you've got, then I need something that's going to cope with the weight and all that messing around and low. I can't really give it more lift. It's got to be adequate, and at the moment the lift I've got is like that. It's one of those.
Yep.
So where does that fit in the range? Is it kind of the entry level one?
450 kilos. So it's in there. That's fine. Yeah. You start putting bits around, work out.
Well, mine, I notice at the minute when I put my fat boy on there, I've got the hook here at the front.
Yeah.
Pulled right forward.
Yeah.
and the back tyre is 1/2 inch from the rear. And although a Softail is a long bike, but you've got a chopper in 9 foot long.
On the Fury.
On the Fury is what, 9.5?
Nearly 9 foot long.
So it's going to be hanging off the back of us, isn't it?
Physically, I would have to put it on here, jack it up in the middle, take the rear wheel off the tyre, and then remove the back.
So your rear tyre's not going on the table, is it? No. Which is no good, really, if that's what you need, because then you may want to get under it where the jack is.
Exactly.
So that causes problems, So I need really, that's no good for me because I need to move, that's my problem. I need a better lift, so that's not a better lift. It's a better quality lift than mine, but it's not a better spec lift.
No.
So one thing I have is getting the wheel out, because on my fat boy, the big long fender at the back, means I can't get the wheel out the back. You've got to drop it out like yours too. So ultimately I need one of the, I was going to cut a plate hole in mine, but then that's...
Well, then that takes you over to the other 450 kilo lift at the end here.
Right.
This is the MC401.
So it's the same, basically the same lift.
Same capacity.
Right.
The difference being, okay, one, you have the access panel.
Yeah.
So you can move. Yeah, take it out.
Is that just... So that's pretty handy, isn't it? You can just drop the back wheel out straight on the
lift. For removing the rear wheel, it's great.
It's quite handy.
It has a different lifting mechanism on this one.
Right. Yes, it's kind of like...
it comes up in an arm.
Cantilever, isn't it?
So when you're looking at position of it, you obviously have to allow a little bit more space.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
To position it when it's down flat.
Yeah. So if you line that up forwards, like that, with the other one, it's the same length.
It's pretty much,
but when you jack it up, it's going to come back.
It's going to come backwards. You've got to allow it.
Yeah.
But as you can see, if you look in line now with the previous lift.
Yeah, you come back a good, there's a foot, 18 inches, isn't it? And of course, does that lift off at the end?
That comes off at the end, yeah.
Right, that does. So that's, obviously that makes a big difference, because that's a flat ramp, whereas that's a curved one.
Yeah.
See, my one is, I've done that to it.
Right.
It's because it's a cheaper lift, and it's definitely got curve to it, which means now the ramp is steeper.
Yeah.
So when I put it up, the whole ramp shoots down the garage and hits the wall at the other.
Not good.
Isn't that right? It's got
not good look.
To stand on the lift the other end so that it doesn't move anywhere because there's a bike coming out.
Expendable,
absolutely. But not with the camera rolling. No, that's not very cool. So what I was thinking of doing recently was putting like pins in, bolt. You can't bolt a lift into the floor unless you've got a massive workshop and it's a dedicated space.
So you look at something, so you move on to the bigger ones.
Yeah, let's just look at that. Something a bit stronger.
This moves up to what's currently our big lift.
Right.
So this is 680 kilos capacity.
That's a big bike.
That's a big bike.
Is there a bike that weighs there? Hang on.
No.
Kawasaki Voyager. The old Z1300 based Goldwing lookalike.
Yeah, what's that?
From the 80s. They're 850 pounds. So that was the heaviest bike I remember. But of course, luggage in that, get the rider on it, get it on the lift.
When you get a certificate, and it's got a declaration of conformity, which all of our lifts have, they all meet the N1493, which is the vehicle lifting directive.
Got it.
So there is a specified capacity and a specified overload capacity.
Right.
So they have to meet the overload.
So there's obviously manufacturing differences. We all know that, don't we? There's manufacturing differences on everything. Because people are spending their money, they want to know that A, it's safe, but also they want the cheapest item they can. So there's a balance in there.
None of these are cheap.
No.
Yeah. You want to lift the bike.
Yeah.
You've got to be working on this bike. You want to make sure it will do what it says. Yeah. Now, if it's got a declaration of conformity, so we have 1493, which is the vehicle lift directives, it's been tested. Now, we haven't seen it does exist.
And also, you do repairs, don't you? I just saw earlier when we walked around, you've got a full repairs department, so that if you break your Sealey item, you can send it back for repair. It will be a paid repair, especially if it's out of warranty, but you can have it repaired, and that's something I like because I don't want to buy another lift. I bought a cheaper lift, I bought a basic entry level lift. I've outgrown that lift now, I've used it for 2.5 years at a pen. It's about that, and that's now got to a point where we need to replace it, which is just growth, nothing wrong with that, but I need to upgrade because it's not growth if you're just replacing it with the same spec. So knowing that there's something really interesting to buy a lift at a level, it's going to cost a lot of money, we're spending our patrons' donation money, which is something we have a responsibility to do wisely. So to buy something that's quite expensive, I love the fact that it can be repaired forever, if you're ever going to break something like that.
680 kilos, it's been overloaded and tested. Our QC team will test everything to its rate capacity. It will then test it to its overload capacity, and then ultimately, if they ask them to, they'll test it to the brakes.
Yeah.
And they'll find out the maximum point that it will give. 680 kilos, I mean, that's a hell of a machine.
It's a lot. How does this work then? You've got, just saying, this has got a different pump, it's not actually in the lift, is it?
On this one, you've got two options of use.
Right.
You've got your standard manual foot pump.
Right.
As you say, it's not inbuilt in the system.
It's just not inbuilt underneath, is it?
So purely where the ram would have been, the hydraulic ram is sitting there.
Yeah.
On those units, the ram is built in.
Yeah.
On this one, the ram is outside.
Separate, yeah.
The benefit to it is that you can also apply an airline.
Right.
So you've got pneumatic control as well. So if you've got a compressor running,
yeah, I've got one of those, yeah.
Stick the airline on it,
just pass it up.
and you can.
Which is, I guess, is that handle?
Yeah, up and down.
And that's just up and down?
Yeah.
Love it. Easy as that.
Easy as that.
I like, and that's just a release valve.
That's the release for the safety control at the bottom.
Oh, got it, right.
So as it comes up.
Oh, it's got little teeth at the bottom,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Where
Because
on
these
this
have
one,
a pin, don't
they have a pin that goes through.
Yeah.
On that one, it's got a ratcheting tooth.
Got it.
So as it rises up, it will lock into place,
Click, click.
and then
And that holds it back.
that you can use to release.
Got it now. So it's
Place,
and
and holds it up, and then it can go down.
I like it. That's where we're going to be. But I tell you what, it's interesting. I've spotted these other ones, some I've never seen before. So can you tell us about these? Because while we're here, we might as well just learn some new stuff. Especially that. I absolutely love that.
Well, let's start over here. This is the baby one.
Right. So what's this one?
This one's the entry level of the full platform lift. 365 kilo.
365?
Yeah.
That's still a big bike.
It's still a big bike.
That's still your weight.
Yeah, but dimensionally,
Tiny.
you know, it is small.
It is, yeah. I don't know if you can get that on camera, Ben. It really is little. Look, in scale terms.
You're talking
It's a
workable.
scooter, isn't it?
Yeah, scootable 125s, 250s.
Yeah, little bitty bike.
Your key point.
Can you work with it on, the ramp comes off?
No, you can put it on there.
Right.
But the key point would be if your front wheel is in the chop, your centre stand needs to fit within that span.
Oh right, so as long as you've got a main stand,
As long as the main stand's on it, or a little scissor jack under it, as long as you've got a stand there,
It's
if you
just a
overhang
nice
at the back, you
compact.
overhang at the back.
yeah, I like it.
But for cost and for size,
Yeah,
this is probably the best seller
nice. I like
on
it.
that one.
It's real compact. But that, I love it. That just looks
Well,
amazing.
this is completely different.
It looks heavyweight yet really
Right,
compact.
it's 450 kilos again. So it's
So-
the same capacity as that
Same
one
for
there.
biggie. I've got that.
But space safe.
Because we've got this box section on the side. It's just chunky, isn't
It's
it?
just chunky and strong. 450 kilo. Safety ratchet on the bottom
Yeah,
to
see
hold
those.
it in place. This is removable. This rear section.
So that's just a ramp.
Oh,
That's an extra length.
to actually let, I mean, to be honest, I can get my Honda Fury on this,
Really, yeah,
which is almost 9 foot long.
Honda Fury. Have you seen one of them, man?
Yeah.
That you sat on, didn't we? Because we were
Yeah.
looking at a low bike for
Yeah.
you. We saw one at Honda. They're just mad, aren't they?
Oh,
Like
awesome.
a factory chopper.
Yeah,
Which is awesome. I like that. So all the tie downs are all going to be safe.
All the tie downs are there, and its party trick, to be honest, is that when you finish with it, you can store it vertically.
Awesome.
Folds down,
This is
stands up on its head.
This is the issue, isn't it? So you're going to have room in the garage for a car. If
Yeah.
you want, you want to use your garage for working on your bike, there it is.
I'll give you an example. I've got this in my garage. I've got the Venture Star, which
Yeah.
you've seen, big bike.
Yeah, it's just a monster.
I've got the Honda Fury on the other side of the garage,
Right.
and on the other half of the garage is a workshop, and I can still get this stored in the garage. With all that in
I
there.
like that. And these are about financially the same sort of money as these, aren't they, roughly?
Give or take.
Give or take. Because
Give
they're
or
the same
take.
capacity, so it's just a different way of doing it, and of course it's storable.
It's this. One of
Great feature. It's a footprint, isn't it? It's one motorcycle's footprint.
That's
So
it.
to be able to stand it up, I love that.
So-
So we've got some others, just quickly, because we'll start that in.
Right. So this one,
Go.
Bill,
So that's a motocross lift.
quite standard.
Got it, yeah.
Everybody.
Because you see the tables for them, didn't you? Motocross bikes. But I like the
Yeah.
fact, because you still need to get them
You
up.
can get this up high. You can get
Yeah.
again get front end out, rear ends out, change the engines.
I like that.
These little frame hooks, so
Just
they
tie the
go
frame
around
around
the
it.
tube of the frame
And tie it down.
and tie it down.
Brilliant.
Keeps it secure, keeps it safe, nice and simple.
Yeah, awesome. I like that. And that's the sort of thing you can stick in the van, because motocross bikes need working in the pits.
Yeah.
So it's a pit prop, isn't it?
Height up here,
Yeah.
you haven't got to worry about getting your knees dirty and muddy and wet while you're trying to work on a bike all the time.
Beef as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? Proper beef. I mean, motocross bikes don't weigh a lot, but all the steel on this is about 4 mil, isn't it?
It's
4 mil thick.
It's going to hold it.
Yeah. Is there a weight load on these? It doesn't matter, really, does it? Because they're light bikes.
They're light bikes. I think
I'm
you're probably
probably
about
about 300 there.
Yeah.
Cool, love it.
And that is mad. That just looks like something's missing.
This is great. I mean, I've actually used this one to strip a complete front end out. So
that's a big issue. Yeah. Now we get this a lot from people asking, how do I get my forks out? How do I support a sports bike?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Well, sports bikes are hereditary a problem.
Yeah.
All the plastics on the front.
Just got to take the belly pan off.
You've got to take the belly pan off. You've got to take the fairings off, whichever way it works.
You have, yeah. If you're taking the forks out of the sports bike,
you can't do it. You want to be.
You've got to take the fairing off. Yeah. You've got to take the belly pan and the side panels off because you're going to be doing other stuff. So I like that. But you can see how it works, mate.
These here, I mean, these are literally there. So vehicles that aren't cruisers.
Yeah.
The lift here. Take these off. The lift here will lift the cruiser.
It's a flat lift, so you can take these off.
Yeah. These just unbolt and it becomes a flatbed lift.
Yeah. Just a flatbed lift.
These ones here are in place to support the frame.
Yeah.
So if you've got a vehicle where the pipes run underneath the engine or they run parallel below the frame tubes, you can use these.
Got it. And also they're different heights. You can
adjust them.
You can adjust them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up or down.
Because some bikes where you can jack on is at different places.
It's
not a nice even. Bonnevilles and Harleys, they've got two fabulous, and
the Furies.
You've got fabulous
two rails,
frame rails. But 90% of bikes haven't got that. So I like that because also there's exhausts in the way which are going to fall nicely in that gap. I like that. And that again, it looks like it's chunk, and it's beef.
It's 450 kilo job.
450.
Yeah. So you are talking Harleys. You're talking my Fury. I mean, to be honest, my Fury and my Venture Star both sit on these at home.
Awesome. Love it.
It gives me a chance to actually check the tyre pressures and everything else. While it's up in the air.
And this looks like it's the same thing attached to a big jack.
Same principle.
Yeah.
This was quite an old designed Harley lift. It's been around for several years.
Yeah.
Flatbed. All we did was designed the frame pegs,
that concept,
and applied it to this.
And stuck it in this, because that looks like the same bed there.
It's pretty similar.
Welded to this gantry and set up different.
What it does allow you can see on this is an early GS 500, but the pipes run underneath the engine. So they go under the frame, under the engine, and what these have done is they've allowed it to come up off that.
Check up off
so you haven't got to worry about the pipes.
Yeah, nice. That's always the biggest issue, isn't it? But of course, those threads, the little threads on here being adjustable, you can come up higher. You've got thicker exhaust,
The beauty to this, as you can see,
you can't straight away.
Front end off,
drop it all
headstock bearings done, rear suspension.
And does this stand up against the wall when it's done? Sort of out of the way?
No, what you can do is once the bike's lowered, bike's off, you can lay it down flat, put the back up against the wall, and you could probably still drive the car.
Yeah. This is like the case of all of them, isn't it? And you do the repair service.
Exactly the same with everything else.
When that comes to
the seals go, they can be brought back.
Can you buy the seals them yourself, or is it better to send them back to you?
We have seal kits.
Yeah.
We do have seal kits, but it's all repairable.
Yeah, I love it. Look at
and as you say, you've had a look round, you've seen the place, you can see the stock we have. You'd have to just lock it off again.
That's a simple principle.
Straightforward principle.
It's light as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Straight up. And then stick the pin through, obviously.
Yeah.
And then let it down. Nice and easy.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah.
It's just like
There's one that I just noticed, the painting trestle.
The painting trestle.
Let's have a look. What is that?
Designed it with the guys racing bikes.
You designed it?
I designed it.
You designed this is cool.
Designed it for the guys, primarily pit crews.
Right.
For racing bikes, paddocks and that sort of thing.
Right.
What it is,
so it can go in a van.
Go in a van.
It don't weigh a lot, does it?
I mean, to be honest, if I go on those,
I'll see you pick it up. Yeah. Like that.
What you've got is a complete. It's just a truss.
Yeah, I guess it. Right. Just like my truss.
Yeah. Pull out a little half pin.
And that in there?
Yep.
Did you copy this from your paint trestle at home? Don't tell them.
No.
Don't tell Sealey, do it.
Lift it over.
Nice.
And that's your workbench. Now if you take that in there, fold it over. That's your loading ramp.
And a ramp.
All in one.
Wow. So what's the capacity of that?
350 kilos.
300.
So it would
That's going to take a Harley.
It would take my Fury.
That's mad.
The issue, I mean, okay, you'd have an issue getting a low bar up that ramp, but just use the standard loading ramp.
Well, it's all inch by inch and a half box section, so it's going to be, it's beef, isn't it?
And then it's like a little party trick.
Go on.
Is if you take these R clips out. That's your little stool to sit on.
Nice.
So cool.
Awesome. Or a little tool.
Or someone put your tools on there.
Put your stack on there, a little roll cab on it or something.
To be honest, when I've used it, and I can sit myself and have the little tool tray beside.
And of course, if you're carrying that back in a van or you're going to go somewhere, also in your garage, that's going to stack up like it was.
Garage, it's a small trellis table, sits in the corner, under the bench, or in the corner of a garage.
Perfect.
You know, most of us have probably got a little space that we can't actually use anything for.
So
it's strong, it's stainless, it's going to last. For the guy at home,
that's going to work, isn't it? I love that. That's something that you could, so many people could buy that. So affordable, so easy to use, and this would be the sort of thing that will be some lad's first workbench.
Loops, where the strap went through it, hold them together, double up as your tie down box.
Brilliant.
So you've got 4 tie down points.
As safe as it gets, isn't it? So what we do have is quite a few trike owners. So I've always wondered, which you'll know, is there a lift? Is there a lift in existence for a trike? Yeah, like a triangular lift.
Okay, no, triangular lifts probably not. But what we've got over there, where the 680 is probably what you're going to be looking at anyway.
Yeah. So what, this could be a trike lift?
Yeah, there's some adapters that go onto it. So you can add 2 sort of 1 foot-ish panels that are on either side.
Well, like an extra
bench and extra loading ramps at the end.
How are they supported?
I see these big holes.
Yeah, 2 holes here, they go through. Big straight through box section.
I guess within weight, 680 kilos.
You haven't changed the capacity of the lift. So it's still 680. Yeah. But most trikes, whatever they're built on, that's their primary weight apart from the additional axle.
Well, that's about what, 2'6", 3 foot? Yeah, that's about 3 foot. If you put a foot, that's 5 foot wide. That's going to be any car's width track, isn't it? Or quads.
Tractors, John Deere, garden tractors and that sort of thing. I've got imaging of that.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, so here it is there. The same 680 kilo lift with the grey with 2 red side panels and 2 red drops. Go straight through the holes, locks into place.
And that's just, and then use it as normal.
Just use it as normal.
Awesome. That'd be handy for working or building trikes or anything. Or even if you just had a really big wide tour glide or something and you wanted that extra
room to work on.
Tools and that sort of thing. Awesome. So it's got to be one of these then.
I think.
Because I'm already there with that and I've outgrown it. That doesn't give me anything more and it presents issues with length.
Yeah.
And I want the growth weight.
From what we discussed, from the bikes you're already working on, from what you envisage working on in the future, this is pretty much future-proof.
Yeah, that's the word.
One of the biggest ones we're going to get.
Yeah.
And you've got the growth possibility of
the sides. Yeah. Because you can retro buy them, I guess. In the future, if I need them,
we stock them here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all held in the warehouse.
Buy them up.
Just purchase them, put them on the side.
I think that'll have to be when we get a wider garage.
You need a bigger garage.
And a bigger garage. Yeah.
But I think this is probably one we need to go for.
Definitely.
So we'll.
Okay. Should we go sort it out?
Get it sorted.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Much appreciated. Go sort it out, mate.
Cheers.